But to be a well-rounded wife and to be that person that you want in your house, I believe that a woman is supposed to be able to manage domestic duties, and you must be well trained and well able to handle the affairs of a house, because one, it talk about manners and respect, and you just mentioned that manners and respect. If a lady doesn't know how to even properly control her emotion and be respectful to others,
I know that a tragic death was their fate, like Romeo and Juliet. This couple died the same day.
The one that tell lies. This couple that tell lies.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna light the fire.
Who could remember the teeth? Come on, who could remember the teeth?
Oh,
The men are.
he can't make up his mind. Oh, he's not leading, but we're not really giving him a chance to lead. And so I do not believe that when you see red flags, you must continue a relationship. I think red flag is a saying go, right?
For me, I think one of my deciding factor is kindness. I like sharing. And I remember one time I was interacting with somebody, and if somebody asks me for something and I give it to you, you're an idiot, when I give it this, as simple as it may be, there's a complaint. Or you're not kind to people. So for example, you go to one of these fast food restaurants, and sometimes they're having a bad day and they give you the attitude. But I am fine. I'm like, alright, tell me you're giving me an attitude, but I'm just here to order my food. But my partner right now, so I give her a warm time and it's a back and forth. For me, my girl, my car put up on a taxi. It's not ordinary.
alright, so can I go again? Alright, so I found the book I was reading last night. It was chapter 13 of Adventist Home Domestic Training. So I know a lot of females are here and they outweigh the men, but to be a well-rounded wife and to be that person that you want in your house, I believe that a woman is supposed to be able to manage domestic duties, and you must be well trained and well able to handle the affairs of a house, because one, it talk about manners and respect, and you just mentioned that manners and respect. If a lady doesn't know how to even properly control her emotion and be respectful to others, how well she's going to be able to train her children to be that godly, instill those godly characteristics in that child, and that comes with maturity. So when you are mature, you know to handle your emotion, you know to handle certain stuff that life throws at you, and you're able to guide your family in the right path or go down that road. So just as though the females are looking for characteristics in the men, have to be the priest of the house, the provider, the protector. It's the same way you have to build yourself so that you can meet your partner where you're supposed to meet. Because guess what? Many of us, we want something in other person, but do we have something in ourselves to offer that person? So we have to work on ourselves, get ourselves to that stage where we can say that, am I ready to have a partner in my life so I can able to give to them what I've been developing in myself over the years of growing and training.
Spiritual red flags. I would say that indecision is one. Like, for example, if you just can never decide about nothing ever, that's a big red flag. I mean, especially as the person who's supposed to lead in the household, the man. If me ask you something and you're like, oh, I don't know what you feel. Sometimes I understand, so not every time you can tell me, okay, A, B, C, X, Y, Z, and that's fine. But nothing ever, nothing ever, that is a big red flag. Red flag, yes.
So guys, what is the opposite of red flag?
Green flag.
Alright, cool. So we have identified a lot of red flags, or we have stated some things that we would say they are red flags and they will turn us away. But the Bible also tells us, it just tells us to be our brother's keeper, don't it?
Yeah.
And brother is the operative word right there. And basically, the woman in the mirror complain, which is fear.
Yes.
Alright, cool. So, what are some ways or some things that you can do to aid your partner or whoever in overcoming that red flag?
I think when you said that, my first response to that is, should I be leading them to overcome red flag? I think sometimes as young people, as young Christians, God sends us somebody to help on their spiritual journey, and we take that person as our man and our woman, right? We take that person and go in a relationship with somebody who their red flags and your red flags, when you meet up, it become carnival, and God don't want carnival to keep over here, yeah? But there are times when, I'm not saying that you will ever get a ready-made person. You never get a ready-made person. People come with their flaws.
Yeah. And them baggage.
And I always think if a man knows who he is and what his purpose is in God, that is a man that you can work with. And if he has a flaw, then you handle the flaw as people who are children of God. You go back to your father. What is the flaw? Why not really know how to communicate? You have all of the plan them and we execute all of the plan them, but he'll not tell me nothing, Father, we don't know what to do. We're going to have a conversation with God about it. We'll have a conversation with ourselves, and maybe you need counseling. It's just what it is, yeah? However, even as women, why sometimes women, we are the problem. True? Because we ourselves do not know who we are in God and what our role is. And because we don't know what our role is, and we are taught to be strong and assertive,
yes,
we tend to overpower the men. It's not that they don't know how to make a decision in a day. It's that we not give them the time. They just say, boy, honey, go on cross the road. Hate it much cross the road. 2 seconds later, come on cross it that way. Come in, you don't know where I take so long. And then the man probably a prayer, ask God which part I road him for cross, you know. But because we are so trained to be strong and assertive as women, we tend to overshadow the men and want to step on them, and then we say, oh,
the men are,
he can't make up his mind. Oh, he's not leading, but we're not really giving him a chance to lead. And so I do not believe that when you see red flags, you must continue a relationship. I think red flags is a saying go, right? It may be something that you can help turn back somebody to God with, but that is not your person. Or it's not your person yet. I'm not sure, I'm not God, yeah?
I think that Daniel answered that usefully. However, for example, still going with indecision, I asked Shavin, okay, where do you want us to go for, I don't know, for lunch next week, Tuesday? And he's like, oh, I don't know, wherever you want to go, we can go. So I'm like, alright, cool. Tomorrow now I'm gonna come again. And I'm like, I still don't know, where do you want us to go for lunch, right? And then if it's a situation where he's always like, I don't know, whatever you want, I don't know, whatever you want, maybe what you could do is, you could narrow it down. You could say, okay, tell you what. And I really like Thai food, I don't really like Chinese, I'm not really feeling like KFC. So can we perhaps go to, and then you say it's a restaurant, and then he could come and say, well, you know, I don't really feel like that, how is this instead? So if you kind of meet each other somewhere and like give options that you guys can choose from, that might be helpful, instead of just like throw it up in there, I don't know, whatever you want, because yeah, we're not really get nowhere with that.
Amen.
Today marks their 26th anniversary.
Amen. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to the couple. Happy anniversary to you. Now their union produced 2 children, myself, Justin, my sister, Justina. And we're a happy family. I pray that as they present or give their presentation, that you may draw some insight from what they're saying, and we can apply them to our deity.
Nice. Thank you so much.
And so this evening we'll be your presenters. We try to answer as much questions and we put some things forward, and we hope that at the end of the presentation this evening you'll be more equipped and ready to face challenges, relationship, etc.
Okay, but before we get into that, I just want to take the opportunity to thank Asha K for inviting us here to address you about making the right choice or choosing the correct partner. And as a couple, even though we are celebrating our 26th wedding anniversary today, what we are sharing is not that we are psychologists or family therapists, but we are sharing based on our experience over 26 years, you know, and what the challenges that we may face as a couple over the years, and the underlying factor that guide our relationship is that we are both committed Christians. We believe that we are committed Christians, and because we are committed Christians, we are committed to each other. And for me, today is a very proud moment, and I just want to share something with you. This is us when we started out. I just circulate that. Pass it around. So when Asha K asked me, when she asked me that we need to speak, I look at this photo. We were what, 18 years old right here? Yes. We were 18 years old. Right? And I was graduating from college there, and it came to the graduation. Yeah. Right. And so I'm just gonna give some background as I'm old. Some background because it's important. So we went to the same high school, which is Herbert Marcy Technical High School. So, but background is important. Didn't I say context and background is important? Yes. Right. So we went to the same high school, Herbert Marcy Technical High School. We are originally from St. James in Montego Bay.
Bro, you won the race.
Yeah. I keep pushing him off, but he was very persistent. And I am a person, because I'm an accountant, I'm very good at figures and dates, so it doesn't elude me easily. So April 1990, that's when our relationship started. Yeah, so I was on my way to class, and he stopped me to say that he had a dream about me. I was in 11th grade then. He's not working. Yes. He wants to tell me about the dream. And I said, I'm not interested, but he was persistent that he must tell me the dream. So there was a coconut tree at the back of the school. He said we need to meet there. So the way how he get me excited, I said, okay, what could this be about? So when I went around the back of the school, that particular April of 1990, I don't remember the day, but I remember the month.
What year?
April 1990.
You never make it.
He said to me, you know, to be honest, I didn't think of a dream, you know, but because I want you to be my girlfriend.
That's a dream.
That was it. But what was very, very interesting about us, how we actually came together as a couple. I remember one evening I went home and my mom said to me that she met this young man from my school and he's a prefect. And I said, who could that be? She said she don't remember the name of the person, but she said he's a very handsome young man. And we had a good conversation and she on about this young man. So fast forward, I didn't know who she was referring to, but fast forward, when he decided, because I grew up as a Seventh-day Adventist. So when he said that he wants me to be his girlfriend, I said, well, I have to tell my mom about you, because I can't have a boyfriend and my parents don't know about it. So I told my mom, and she said that I need to take him home so she can meet him. So the day in question, I think it was the vice principal who, because he was a good guy and he was a prefect and doing well in school and all of that, and he had good relationship with the principals and the vice principal. So the vice principal dropped him home that evening, and when my mom saw him, she was so excited. Oh my God, this is the young man I was telling you about, that I met on the bus and all these things. I'm saying to say that it was providence, because my mom actually met him, you know, and had a liking for him, and when I actually brought him, and then everything starts from there. The relationship starts to blossom from there. But there was a point in time when I just wanted to focus on schoolwork, and I didn't want to have in any relationship. And my mom said to me, listen, he's a good guy, just go with the flow. Don't cut him off, just go with the flow. That's what my mom said. So I'm giving you this background to say that when you enter into a relationship, if you have somebody like your mom or a big sister or an aunt or uncle, somebody who truly care for you and want the best for you, don't hide it. Say it to that person. Say it to someone who will guide you, because I was young. I didn't know anything about relationship. He's the only person I ever talked to. I'd never had a boyfriend before. He's the one and only. One and only.
Younger generation.
No, I'm going to get to that, because my parents, they're open. We could discuss anything with them. You know, that's the type of parents that we had. Yes, and that is important when you are in a relationship. It's important that your dialogue with somebody is going to be true to you. It's going to be open and it's going to be honest, and give it to you raw, no sugarcoating. And as we present tonight, that is how we're going to present it raw. We're not going to sugarcoat anything.
Amen.
We're going to be very open, and you can ask us questions.
Thank you.
So that is only your son I come
I'll chip in when it's time.
Sure, right. Listen to me, you say I'm quiet, Ashake, don't think not shy. Yeah, he's not shy, but anyhow. So the first one, in choosing the right one, is to pray.
Alright, let us pray. Father in heaven, we thank you for who you are, and you have afforded us life this evening to be here. We thank you so much. Thank you for holding up the climate or the weather, so that we can sit in this space and to enjoy and to discuss, to share ideas, best practices, so that we can be better equipped to move on with our earthly life, our relationship, our social life with each other. We ask you.
Alright, so what he was saying, making choices is usually a difficult assignment, but all through life we must make them. Some choices are insignificant, but others are far-reaching in their consequences. One of the most important decisions in life is the choice of a marriage partner. So we're going to look at some tests that could be applied when choosing a mate. And the first one I want to put forward is age. So the question is to you, what do you think about age when choosing a life partner?
Age appropriate.
Yes.
Should you marry a man that is 30 years old and you're 15?
No.
But you have women, you have ladies who marry like,
yes, so
you know,
Maximum
5 years.
7 years.
Right?
What you think?
Older.
7 years. 7 years?
10 years?
No man, 10 too much.
I think 15 years is too far.
Okay, so
Christina, what do you think about the age?
Is, you know, where or near to mine, right? But a lot of times, or most of the times, guys my age are not mature. So I am not likely to go with somebody younger or equal to my age. I don't mind a 7, 6, 5, 7 years. Like, that's okay for me. But I'm not go over that, because that's a whole grown man. That's a whole grown man.
About the age and maturity, but like to me, age of maturity.
Age has nothing to do with maturity. Age has nothing to do with maturity.
So everybody, you're correct.
But you do look for somebody still.
That is mature. And not only mature, but like especially emotionally mature.
Right.
That's very important.
So okay, so the caution is, so let's go what the expert says.
But honey, before you go further, although you said that you're looking for somebody within a particular age range, don't it? It is not just maturity and somebody is far older than you, because age has a far-reaching circumstances. You know that?
Like for me, normally, like I used to talk to a specific age group. That's not
Never work out.
Alright, so let's move.
Alright, so there's a lot of factors to be considered, but when it comes on to age, I think the most important thing is that you don't want there to be so much of a gap where one person is excited, in excitement, and the other person in retirement.
Oh man.
There's no fun in that. So age is very important. I think 5 years, 10 years max, but above that, I think there's gonna be a problem because we are same age. Who looks older?
Him, he does.
I will let you go into
Yeah.
He looks older?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was born in May, I was born in June. So he's just 1 month older than me. A couple of days. Yes, Daddy. Yeah, anyhow. And from experience, because we're the same age, let's make it alright. It is fun, it has been fun. You understand? Because there's a lot of compatibility. We want the same things we do. We play together. We do a lot of stuff together. I remember when we traveled, we were in going to university. That was in the 90s. Yes, in the 90s. And we decided to go on the Joyce program overseas. So we both went. You know about the overseas work and student work, right? So we went on that program, and it was a lot of fun. We work at the same place, we do a lot of activities. We even bought a car and we drive around and we do all sorts of things. You understand? Yes, man. We had a lot of fun because we're the same age, it's as if we're on the same level. So we are excited together. We grow old together. We do everything together, even now. You understand? Even though we still do things together, we'll get up early in the mornings and we exercise. Now suppose he was a 90-year-old man and he don't know.
I'll try to
and when
I'm going to give him SpongeBob.
Everybody are adults here. And can you imagine when me call and want satisfaction? And him and Lazarus. How that works? Let's get real. You understand? And the beauty about us being right, the beauty about us being at the same age, what we experience, they are different. To be honest, there are different stages in our sex life. I'm giving it to you right now. When we're young, we're adults. Yes. So when you're young, you're gonna do it plenty, or sometimes every day of the week. It's that. Sort of marriage, you understand? And as you get older and you progress, you can agree to and say, okay, you know, you can say, okay, let's slow down now. You understand what I'm saying? There is that level of compatibility because we are the same age. It is exciting. Excitement. It's important.
Well, she's talking and I'm just listening. I don't remember. But I'm just saying that, you know, as an experienced person, I'm older than all of you here. And I believe that when you are checking out a female, you're visiting your female friend, don't just go empty-handed, right?
Yeah,
don't just go empty-handed. It is saying a lot to that person, you know, the type of person who you are. Because my mother would say, you're going to look for your friend, take something. My father was a farmer, right? Take something. They weren't big time farmer like us, but my father was a farmer, and so if I'm going, I would pick like apples, sometimes I take yam, mangoes, and grapes, all these sort of things, and I take it to her. Now, that speaks volume. You understand? Sometimes you have some men, they go to a girl's house and all they do is go there just to eat food.
And cock up them food.
They're always going and getting food, but they're not taking anything. Right? So you need to pay attention to some of these things. It's very, very important. Look at these things. You can't just want and you're not giving.
And I hope as we go along, you guys see the red flags,
man.
right?
Listening,
If you're going to look for your girl, I mean, you're going out, man, sometimes I have to spend money, not true? Most of the time, right? You know, sometimes you will not have the money and the girl says, okay, I will spend this time around. But you are the one who should be taking out the
Repeat for the one in the back. No, say it again. Reiterate.
Men
so that
must
they
not
can
be
hear
stingy.
it.
Listen to me. I can take my husband's card.
Yes.
And women, you need to be responsible too. I can take my husband's card and spend it and he doesn't have to worry. I know his passport. We know everything. We spend we spend money and we don't have to worry about it. That's the level of trust and responsibility. And men, you can't be stingy. And sometimes you have to pamper the wife. You understand? And even if she's working, and let me tell you a secret, even if the woman is working, sometimes you have to give her a little pocket money to my husband do that. Or sometimes give me something and say buy something special. You know? I'm being real with you guys. And these are the things that keep the relationship, that keeps it healthy and keeps it going. And these are the things why I fall in love with him over and over, again and again. You know, I say we're perfect, you know, because we have some days. You understand? But we work through it. You understand what I'm saying? Right.
And my wife is working more money than I am.
Yeah, that is
it should not be an issue.
Yes.
Right? Some men feel inferior to their wives and the wives are more qualified.
Right.
You understand me? And working more money. It should not be because of team effort.
Exactly.
Right? The more money coming in. So you should not feel inferior to your wife because you're working together as a team. Right? So you pull together and you try to make things work. Don't look at her and say, boy, you should be earning less. If she's earning more, it's better for the family. Right? So that is very, very important. And two, I lose that chain of thought, but as we move on, it will come right back.
So the other, in seeking a partner, you have to also factor in your health. You understand your health. And when we were being counseled, we were asked to take ourselves separate, right?
If you plan to take on a wife, right? Yes. I said it early on that life or marriage is not just based on love, because love cannot run a married life.
Right.
You have to have money, right? Now, there are some of us who, because of just love, you get married and you're going to each up beside mommy and daddy, or you're in a one room. That's a no. That's a red flag.
Absolutely.
Bible encourages
red
us
flag. Let me
to, it said, leave and cleave. Right? So you should not be under your parents, you know, shelter or roof.
Yes.
If you are going to take on a wife, think about all of that. Put the plans together.
Yes. Find your own space.
Find your own space.
Yes, it's important.
Yes, you understand?
I'm telling you.
You don't want, when you're having challenges, you know, third parties coming in, you should be able to work things out. When you're having fun, nobody should be hearing you, and they're going to tell you, so why you're making so much noise?
And you'll be throwing it down.
Right.
You don't want that.
But it's a whole plethora of things. Yeah. A whole host of things why the Bible said leave and it's important.
Right, so third party is a no.
Right. Man must have ambition, because you have some women, some men, they want the wife, but they don't have any ambition.
And they want to go live a family.
If you notice, they said, beg water or dead water cannot boil cow skin. It's a parable, but it is also a reality. If you must have money to actually maintain a family. So you have to have ambition, and once you have ambition, then you will go out and you will work. That will, you know, drive you to go out there and do some work and maintain your family. You have some men Once the wife are work, them settle, them easy like Sunday morning. That does not work. The Ezekiel business can't run home. The house abandoned and you're hiring. The man must also know how to do things in the house.
Yes, he must be a handyman.
Hold on, hold on. A man must know how to wash, cook, clean, and all of that. Or clean bathroom too.
Yes, everything.
Right? A woman too must also know, on the contrary, knows how to cook, clean, wash, and all of that. And iron too. Right? So it is not just a man thing to just work and come in and you don't do anything. Wife is out working and wife come home and there's no food because you are the man, you just cock up food, clean up, not go somewhere. Right? Or watch football. Vice versa. If I am at home, I'm preparing food for the family to come home and eat. Likewise, if wife is at home.
His mom is my mom is his mom, and vice versa. You're married into the family, and sometimes you have to view the countryside. Talk about that.
Alright, in view of the countryside, my thing is, I would go look for her, and in looking for her, I don't just look for her sake.
Alright. I'm not telling the truth
I
now.
am an observer. I observe everything. My surrounding. I observe how they keep the place, whether it's tidy at all times. I might be going there for the first time and they might be cleaning, so if I see some place.
And he comes unannounced.
Right. So I go and I said, okay, well, if my, wife-to-be house is well kept, then the very same way it will be brought into the relationship.
And that is true.
Right? I move from place to place. I would even go to use the bathroom or let me know I use the bathroom. Not, I don't behave like a lady, but I want to see what's going on because this is my wife that I am taking on. I grew up in a home where I had, it was 8 brothers of us and 1 sister. And my father is a stickler. My father, I'm the youngest one of all. My father is a stickler. My mom is somewhat different. She's on the introvert side. My father would take his finger and wipe on the window pane to test for dust. Right, and he would look, you can't clean, and don't move the settee and don't clean. So when my mom is coming, my mom used to work in the health field. So she'd work in the night sometime, and sometimes she brought home, one day she brought home a friend. And when she brought the friend home, it was about sometime after 7 o'clock. Because we live in the country where we have food stuff, a lot of food, so people would come for food at times. And when my mother came up, there's a college called Wrexham College, probably. You know it, and Genie.
I know Genie.
You know Genie. When you polish, Wrexham was the more sophisticated one. When you polish Wrexham, when you use Wrexham, polish the place. Red, and pretty, And we never have whatever. We had coconut brush. I went down because there was no sister. My father and mother taught all of us to clean. And so when she came home, the lady said, Duncan is my surname. My Duncan, your girls, I'm going good. But I was around the back. And she called me around and said, this is my girl. This is my girl. I mean, I didn't feel anyway because I know exactly what she was saying. But as a male, I know exactly how this look, this smell clean and fresh. So in viewing the countryside, you look for a number of things. I also listen how my wife speaks to her father. Because in doing so, I'm analyzing whether there is respect for daddy. Because if there's respect for daddy, it will transcend to the house. I also listen the conversation with the mother. You understand me? So all of these are things I look for in viewing the countryside and a whole lot of other things I look for. So that entire thing that I look for, I saw it. Hence the compatibility. She also came to my house. Right? And I said to my mother and father that, listen, mommy, check for that girl there, you know, and I want her to be my wife. And her parents brought her home, and my parents went to their house too.
No, that is when it was getting serious now.
You know the same thing? Right. So I'm just saying that she came to my house, my mom, you know, get to know her, and father too. And she was also viewing the countryside the very same way, but she wasn't saying anything. But we both view the countryside because we want to know that we are compatible. We didn't just run into marriage just like that. We took the time out to know each other. We
And all
places,
that time we were in school.
right?
We were in university.
Places, right.
All that time we were in school.
I too want to know how she eats food when we go out. Or observe her. She observed me. We correct each other.
Yeah.
So we not just say, boy, she don't no food etiquette or no table etiquette.
Yeah,
or
we help
whatever.
each other along
We
the
build
way.
each other
Yeah, that
along
is
the
important.
way. Right?
Yeah.
So sometimes there are different shades of red,
Yeah.
as you mentioned, but you must know how to assist the person because
Right.
you love the person and capacity building is important.
Right,
Right?
so if you care for the person, don't just if the person have some little thing that is not really nice or you can help your partner along the way, you know, to level up, do that. You know, not just write it. Lord, him eat like a hog. You understand? Because you know you have it. Talk to him and say, can you tone down through properly and help the person along the way? Yeah, so that is important. While we were going to school, I would sit at Home Gardens and we go through Ellen White writings and we study and we read the Bible. You understand? We support each other. So even if you are in a relationship now and it is study with the partner, it's very important to pray with the person. You know, that is bonding right there, you know. You're bonding, and that is how the Holy Spirit come in and guide your relationship. You understand? So, yeah.
You're actually concretizing the thing
Right.
that you believe and you're building a relationship because when you study and you believe and you're strengthening the other person,
Right.
both of you strengthening each other, so the foundation is being laid, right? And you're now building each other up. And once you do that, once the foundation is laid and it is not rocky, then what will happen? You have to stand up. You notice the buildings that we do, we have serious foundation, serious steels. The framework comes right up, mortar and steel, and what? Then you do your whole covering. So the relationship, the foundation has to be properly laid in order to have it long standing. If you use any form of inferior material, put it this way practically, if you use inferior material to build a building, it will crumble under pressure. You must understand that life is a journey.
Yeah.
Life has challenges,
Yes.
but you must know how to work through challenges.
You won't be absent from it.
Right? So this is not something that you're going to get away from.
Yeah.
As long as the foundation is laid, you will go through hours, rocky at times, because no matter how you see something pretty out there, say, you get too down to earth. No matter how you see it pretty, there are times when we have differences in opinion. We disagree. Sometimes we vex.
Serious disagreement.
And no vex, you know, vex.
Vex.
Yes? But the fact of the matter is, we blow off. And we said, all right, let's talk over this situation. And we move on.
So just imagine if the foundation never established.
Right.
That is the point, you know. If the foundation and you guys moving in separate directions in terms of unequally yoke, it even make it more harder and frustrating. You understand? My thing though, to be honest, even though sometimes it will vex, you not even want to go in my bed. The spirit out there with me and say, come on man, come, drop your pride and go talk to the man. Sometimes he's like that, he don't want to talk to me. Sometimes as a woman I break the ice.
You can't carry belly all day long.
Yeah,
Some of us.
I will break the ice.
May I, baby? You see, emotion. You see, you have to be very careful.
Yeah.
Right? If you intend, You don't have a storm. You never see a storm blowing continually. Like you have a calm. You understand me? You must, some of us, we don't step back and breathe. We saw a sick. You have to deal with it.
We drink the tea when it's hot.
You understand me? You have to know, let me tell you something for me. The Bible speaks of a woman being knocking.
Yeah, you have to study your part.
Like a rooftop. You guys, you talk more, 24,000 words, while we speak 12,000. Men, based on studies, speak 12,000 words per day, and the woman speak 24, twice as much. My wife knows I don't like the nagging business. I may lock off when she starts. You understand what I'm saying? You must understand your partner. You understand? If I say to honey, not now, please. She understands, they say not now. She come back. Sometimes she will have a pressing matters and she talking. I try to listen as best as possible. Listening is important.
You know, 26 years, no small feat. Some of us can never get to 1 year in a relationship. So we are so grateful that you took time out of your lovers weekend to come with us. It is small, but I believe that the two became one long time ago, and that you will share it and you will feel the love that we have. We appreciate you, right?
Yes.
Alright, thank you so much
Thank
for
you
coming.
for having us.
And don't worry, we're going to invite you again and again and again and again. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Through poetry and song. One of the most memorable lines that they use, memorable lines that they exchange was, "For love is as strong as death." Don't tell me Shakespeare.
So like Solomon and him Bathsheba.
David.
You know, Solomon and
Alright, I'm hearing Solomon and but what's your name?
what's your name? That a woman the name? No, Anna Jezebel. Anna Jezebel.
What is the alphabet?
What they are? I'll go through them.
Oh, Queen Sheba, no? Alright, it starts with S.
Solomon and the S woman.
Yeah. Alright, tell me the second letter you get it right. That's correct. So you get that.
What's her name?
Alright.
What is her name?
Shulaman. Yeah, that was that name there. You remember?
No, but it's supposed to be Shula.
Oh, she's Shulaman. Woman.
You'll never get that.
Same.
That's when I named them to jump over and
Skip over.
Alright. Sometimes love can be deadly and dangerous. This couple knew that all too
David and
well.
Bathsheba.
Even though he was the strongest man in the world,
Samson and Delilah.
she brought him down to his knees. That is correct. A couple,
Yes.
a couple who were also half brother and half sister, blessed by the Lord with grateful deeds. That is correct. So that's who that?
We're not keeping score.
6-2. So even though I asked 4 questions, 6-2. The Apostle Paul was very grateful to this couple for their willingness to serve and advance God's kingdom in the New Testament. That would be
No, I don't remember them. Because they didn't give
so the real clue. It's not with letters that comes after O. That's the female.
Priscilla and
Agrippa.
remember the guy name.
But yes, I'll give that. I'll give that. It's Aquila or Aquila.
Who remember his name?
I know that. A tragic death was their fate, like Romeo and Juliet. This couple died the same day.
The one that had the lights. Oh my God. Ananias and Sapphira. Who could remember the name? Come on, who could remember the
Another couple blessed with child in their old age. But the
Abraham must be Abraham and Sarah.
Elizabeth and her husband. And parents.
Oh.
Elizabeth and her husband.
Yeah, what they say is Zachariah.
And Zachariah?
Alright. Though this wife lost her way many times over, the Lord made
Jesus.
it.
Gomer. She.
We don't need to worry about the Lord.
What?
A wise wife is from the Lord. When this woman finds her house facing calamity and destruction, she captures her future husband through the art of persuasion.
Esther? No. Read again.
A wise wife is from the Lord. When this woman finds her house facing calamity and destruction, she captures her future husband through the art of persuasion. She persuades him.
Abigail.
Yeah?
I don't want to
okay.
sleep with the man.
Somebody said Abigail.
Tamar.
Somebody said Abigail. Who Abigail, man? Yes, that's correct.
Some of the daughter-in-law when she fooled him on Tamar.
A brother's death causes scandal to hit their home when this royal couple marries despite wise convention.
David's son, I remember his name. And him head pull off in
A brother's death causes scandal to hit their home when this royal couple marries despite wise convention.
Read that again. Read it again.
Alright, let me give you a clue. So because of this relationship, John the Baptist was killed.
Oh!
So we said this royal couple. Alright, question. What was the name of Elizabeth's husband?
Who?
Elizabeth.
No. Dad. Can't pronounce
That is correct. Oh, you know that? You didn't know that any of them? Zachariah. Alright. Next question. So that's that. You know, I'm gonna feel right when it opens. So this side is that side.
No.
Alright? And it's still open, so anybody answer it first? No? So you want to say Alright, buzzer. Anyways, we find out. What lie did Abraham ask his wife Sarah to tell the
Say that you're the sister.
That is correct.
Come, pick door.
We never do the thing and then.
Next question. Which one of Jesus' disciples had a wife?
That would be Peter.
Yeah, but I would, you know.